Hello, Moonwalkers. In today's video, I will be analyzing the greatest song of all time, Thriller, by Michael Jackson. In the analysis, I go over the background story, instrumental, and vocals.
Thriller is the sixth studio album by the American singer and songwriter Michael Jackson, released on November 29, 1982, by Epic Records. It was produced by Quincy Jones, who previously worked with Jackson on his 1979 album Off the Wall. Jackson wanted to create an album where every song was a killer. With the ongoing backlash against disco music at the time, he moved in a new musical direction, resulting in a mix of pop, post-disco, rock, funk, synth-pop, and R&B sounds, and darker themes. Paul McCartney appears on The Girl Is Mine, the first credited appearance of a featured artist on a Michael Jackson album. Recording took place from April to November 1982 at Westlake Recording Studios in Los Angeles, California, with a budget of $750,000. Thriller became Jackson's first #1 album on the U.S. Billboard Top LPs and Tapes chart, where it spent a record 37 non-consecutive weeks at #1, from February 26, 1983, to April 14, 1984. 7 singles were released: The Girl Is Mine, Billie Jean, Beat It, Wanna Be Startin' Something, Human Nature, PYT, Pretty Young Thing, and Thriller. They all reached the top 10 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 chart, setting a record for the most top 10 singles from an album, with Beat It and Billie Jean reaching #1. Following Jackson's performance of Billie Jean in the Motown 25 television special, where he debuted his signature moonwalk dance, the album began selling 1 million copies per week. Sales doubled after the release of the Thriller music video on MTV in December 1983. With 32 million copies sold worldwide by the end of 1983, Thriller became the best-selling album of all time. It was the best-selling album of 1983 worldwide, and in 1984 it became the first album to become the best-selling in the United States for 2 years. It set industry standards, with its songs, music videos, and promotional strategies influencing artists, record labels, producers, marketers and choreographers. The success gave Jackson an unprecedented level of cultural significance for a Black American, breaking racial barriers in popular music, earning him regular airplay on MTV and leading to a meeting with U.S. President Ronald Reagan at the White House. Thriller was among the first albums to use music videos as promotional tools. The videos for Billie Jean, Beat It and Thriller are credited for transforming music videos into a serious art form. Thriller remains the best-selling album of all time, having sold an estimated 70 million copies worldwide. It is the best-selling non-compilation album and second best-selling album overall in the United States, and was certified 34x platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America (RIAA) in 2021. It won a record-breaking 8 Grammy Awards at the 1984 Grammy Awards, including Album of the Year, and Best Pop Vocal Performance, Male. Beat It won 2 Grammys for Record of the Year and Best Rock Vocal Performance, Male, and Billie Jean won 2 Grammys for Best R&B Vocal Performance, Male, and Best Rhythm and Blues Song. 6. Jackson also won a record-breaking 8 American Music Awards at the 1984 American Music Awards. Thriller is frequently included in lists of the greatest albums of all time. In 2008, it was inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame and the Library of Congress added it to the National Recording Registry of culturally, historically, or aesthetically significant recordings. Okay, let's take a look at the instrumental. The instruments we are going to listen to and analyze are the drums, the hi-hat, the bass, the horns, the frog sound effect, the piano and the guitars. Let's start with the drums. Have a listen. The drums sound quiet, but at the same time they sound like cowbells to me. They are really satisfying to hear. I could listen to the drums all day. But I mustn't forget about the rest of the instruments. Now let's take a look at the hi-hat. Have a listen. The hi-hats sound like really light taps on the cymbals. Who played the hi-hats? 10/10 on the hi-hats. Really good job on that. Now let's move on to the bass. Have a listen. The bass has a nice kick to it. It's so iconic. The second you hear it, you know it's from Thriller. Now let's move on to the horns. Have a listen. The horns. They sound too good. 10 out of 10 on the horns. Gary Grant did an amazing job on the horns. Now let's take a look at the frog sound effect. I have nothing to say about the frog sound effect. Have a listen. Now let's take a look at the piano and guitar. Now we are going to have a listen to the vocals. The live vocals are what we are going to check out. Here's a backstory on the vocals. On July 6, 1997, Michael Jackson did a concert in the Olympic Stadium in Munich, Germany. During the performance, the microphone recorded MJ's vocals. From the Jackson 5 medley to the first few minutes of Earth Song. They got leaked onto the internet 2 years ago in 2022. The reason MJ's vocals sounded the way they did was because MJ had laryngitis. Laryngitis is an inflammation of your voice box larynx from overuse, irritation or infection. Inside the larynx are your vocal cords, 2 folds of mucous membrane covering muscle and cartilage. Normally, your vocal cords open and close smoothly, forming sounds through their movement and vibration.
It's close to midnight, and something evil's lurking in the door.
Now I know what you're probably thinking. This is AI. You'd find that you are wrong. Here, listen to this verse.
Paralyzed, cause this is thriller night, and know what's gonna save you from the beast about to strike. You know it's thriller night. You're fighting for your life inside a killer tonight.
That's the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed that. Please remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to never miss another video. Thanks for watching.